Hello and welcome to Only Frames, your home of below average 8-ball pool content, bringing you more action from the Ramsgate Rail Pool League Invitational. Today is a battle of the Baldies, a battle of the follically challenged and a real mismatch in abilities. If this was a football match, it would be like Man City representing Noel, playing Scunthorpe United representing Brad, which is ironic as they represent what he is within the first 5 letters of their name when you write it down on a piece of paper, and Brad is unable to pot that first ball up to the top left hand pocket, giving Noel an easy opportunity to make it 1-0 within the first visit of today's action. But unfortunately he has made things a bit trickier than they needed to be, with that cannon not panning out quite as it should have done. But he does have the saver of the yellow down over the bottom right hand bag. But where's that cue ball going? He snookered himself on the ball he was meant to be on towards the top of the table, but he can see this other yellow down by the red, which he rolls down into the bottom left hand pocket. But he has snookered himself. He's making this trickier than it needs to be, giving Brad a real chance if he can get back to the table, and Noel misses it. It's a foul and Brad has ball in hand and a shot and a visit as he places the cue ball towards the top of the table, giving himself an angle to naturally run the cue ball down, but he hasn't placed it correctly. He didn't have the right angle and he's made this shot trickier than it needed to be. This was to take a 1-0 lead. It's the occasion getting to Brad. If he can pot the red, he can't get on the 8, but he's not even able to get near, giving Noel the easiest of opportunities to get an early and what we knew would be a 1-0 lead, as he is by far the superior player within these two in the matchup. Noel rolling that yellow in, has slightly overhit it, but that's a pretty good shot anyway, leaving it a bit tricky, a bit of a stretch, more than it needed to be, but safely dispatches it, taking a 1-0 lead as we enter the action of frame 2. In the first shot of the frame that we are seeing, Brad is coming off a cushion trying to hit one of the red balls, which he is unable to do, giving Noel a shot and a visit. Will Noel look to extend this lead at the earliest of opportunities? All of these yellows are there. The only tricky ball you'd say is that yellow on the right hand side of the table, sort of halfway down that bottom cushion. Can he look to get on that early? Which I think he might now try and do off this red. He will look to pot this down to the bottom left, take the cue ball over, but he can't pot that one down to the bottom left, bringing Brad back to the table, but he is in a real world of hurt. He's going to look to take this one top left. If I was him, I'd then play the red closest to the yellow near the middle and look to free up that pocket as early as possible, because otherwise when Noel next comes back to the table, you would fancy him to take them out. But Brad is not listening to me. He's taking a long one down to the bottom right, which he absolutely pearls. He has potted that into the heart of the hole, but this is getting trickier with every visit that goes by. He's going to need to find 4 more good pots, which he is unable to do, giving Noel a chance to get back to the table and take the 2-0 lead that we thought he would have done over a minute or two ago now. But once again, Noel is in a good mood. He's not got his potting boots on as of yet, giving Brad another chance to try and get himself into this game, and by doing that he pots Noel's ball. Brad is known as the cheat of the channel, so it wouldn't surprise me if he even done that on purpose. He has had more accusations thrown at him than when Wayne Rooney visited an old people's home, and Noel now getting back to the table with the easiest chance you will ever see to make it 2-0. But that cue ball isn't perfect. That should be nowhere near where it has ended up, but he has given himself a choice of 2. Will he roll it into the middle? Will he take it long? He rolls it to the middle and makes it 2-0 as we join the action in the third frame with Noel at the table playing the red ones, and once again they are all there. Could this be a clearance on the channel? We don't see too many of these, but that cue ball has not gone far enough. He should have been out a good 4 or 5 inches more to take that one high into the top right. He's overcut the red to the middle, giving Brad the chance to get a frame on the board. Can he defy the odds and at least win a couple of frames today? Because there is no chance in a million years that he will win this game overall. Brad playing a nice double into the middle pocket there, but that hole was bigger than Katie Price herself. but he has given himself the angle. He needs a bit of screw to get onto that last yellow, but he absolutely blasts it. He smacks the living daylights out of it, as though he is Chris Brown reuniting with Rihanna, and he has left himself in a spot of bother. He can't see that last ball. He tries to rattle it off the jaws. That's absolutely nowhere near. He's been watching his favourite player, Tom, who takes on challenges on their TikTok channel, which is only frame 62. Challenges like rattling him in the jaws and potting them, but Brad is not capable of that. Within our shorts and the TikTok channel, we also do best shots and worst shots of the month, where Brad heavily features within our worst shots compilation, and Noel, as well as Tom and the likes of Joe, featuring the best shots on a regular basis. This won't take any good shots for Noel to take a 3-0 lead, but he's cannoned into that 8 ball. He's made it trickier than he needed to. This is a lot harder than it should have been, and he can't find it. That finds the jaws. This is a real chance of Brad. Surely he can take this out and get a loser's frame on the board. As 5-1 against Noel, when you've got Brad's ability, is actually a great result, and he manages to sink the yellow. Now only the 8. He's got to ensure the cue ball stays up, which he manages to do, as we join the action in the full frame with Brad at their table, defying the odds so far today. Can he go one step further and win a second frame against the odds, which none of us thought he was capable of doing? As we rejoin the action in frame 4, it's Noel at the table, rolling that red into the middle, who will be looking to get the 2-frame bumper between him and Brad at the earliest opportunity going. Rolling that one bottom left, but that yellow has got in the way of him potting his last ball. He's going to have to get creative here, but the double was not on with that yellow in the way, giving Brad an opportunity to make it Desmond, to make it 2-2. Will he be able to install the mentality of a man he idolises? Brad's idol in life is Richard Branson, because he is king of the virgins, and Brad, as a proper virgin, idolises him and will do anything to emulate his hero, as he absolutely nails that one down to the bottom right. This is unbelievable. What are we witnessing here today as he sinks another? He is potting them off the lampshades, but getting position from this last yellow onto this 8 will not be easy. Can he control the cue ball? No, he will just absolutely smack it like Lou the dog and hope for the best. But you can't rely on luck at all times. Every now and again, you do need to think about where that cue ball is going. What's he going to play here? I'm going to say the cocked hat. Off the bottom cushion, off the right-hand rail, and hopefully sink it into that middle pocket. That's close, but not close enough, and that has given Noel a real opportunity to make this 3-1. This is all about position on the 8 ball, which he is unable to find. This is not the Noel we are used to seeing, and this looks in off either way. As he plays a double, that's close, that's hit the knuckles, but he has got distance between the cue ball and the 8 ball, creating the perfect safety. There is not a chance Brad can do anything with this, as he bumps into it and he has flapped it. What a jarsy little so-and-so, and no doubt he didn't even apologise for that, and would probably be telling us all that he played it. Lou the dog has been in positions like this where commentators have called him out when he said the shot that he was going to play. Brad, on the other hand, gave no indication whatsoever, but no doubts he'll be saying he played it. But it's for you to decide. Let us know what you think in the comments. Flap or skill, please tell us your thoughts. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to your channel. Without you guys, we can't continue, and we appreciate all the support as we rejoin the action in frame 5 with Noel at the table playing the red balls. As we rejoin the action in the 5th frame with Noel remaining at the table, I'm starting to wonder how Noel will be feeling now. He is the heavy favourite, but will that weight bear too much for him? Will he be able to cope with it? Will Brad be able to continue to apply the pressure he needs to try and get a victory, to try and get himself into Division 1? I don't think that will happen, and I think Noel will be too good for him. But this should be a great contest as we enter the back end of this game. And Noel has fouled, giving Brad once again a shot and a visit. Too many mistakes from Noel today, as Brad is absolutely flying. Brad, who run him close in the last season of Only Frames in the Ramsgate Rail Pool League Invitational. They met in the quarter-final of the Cup. We all assumed it was somewhat of a bye for Noel, but Brad took him down to the wire. He played the best we've ever seen him play, but can he reproduce that? And can he go one step further and actually beat Noel? I wonder if Noel's beginning to have doubts. Only time will tell as this game unfolds and Brad hits the knuckles with only 3 reds on the table left for Noel to get back in front. But can he find the form that we've become accustomed to seeing on this channel from him? He's gonna need to start playing better because Brad can smell blood. But Brad, does he have the capabilities? Whether he can smell blood or not, does he have the skill level to compete with the best players? He can pot a good ball, he can play the odd good safety, but can he keep it together for 8 frames to beat one of the big guns, to beat a Tom, to beat a Noel, to beat a Joe? As Noel takes a 3-2 lead, he's digging deep, but can he continue to do so? We rejoin the action in the 6th frame. It's Noel leading 3-2, and Brad is playing the yellow balls with that cue ball tucked in firmly behind all of them. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Brad has been accused of cheating more times than Tommy Fury. In every game he features in, there is always a contentious decision, and I believe we are about to see one now. He's tucked in behind that, but to be fair to him, he's actually played a legal shot for a change. Not that it would have mattered, as he wouldn't have owned up to it, much like Tommy Fury himself. Noel now coming off 3 cushions, looking to hit the red, which he does superbly. That could feature in our best shots of the month compilation, which is available on our YouTube shorts as well as our TikTok, giving Brad a real predicament. Can he see the yellow to take it up to that top left hand pocket? I think it's a pretty safe shot if he can, as that cue ball should be heading over towards them yellow balls to give himself a bit of cover if he doesn't pot it. He hasn't potted it, and that's a pretty good shot, giving Noel a few problems as he looks to secure at least a point as quickly as possible. Noel hitting it up the rear. Ooh-wee! We do love a bit of rear action here on Only Frames, and for more rear action, visit our sister channel, OnlyFans, where I'm pretty sure you'll probably see Brad feature if you were to scroll for long enough and type in loser virgins, as Brad plays an incredible shot developing those tricky balls. But can he take this next tricky one? Is he going to take it down the rail to that bottom right? If he misses it, it could be curtains. He does miss it, but he manages to just about leave that cue ball in a tricky enough position. I don't think this red goes down to the bottom right, but what do I know? I've got dodgy eyes, as I keep telling all the players, and suddenly Noel is on the 8 ball, and can he sink it to the middle? Of course he can't. He can't afford it was in. I would have put my life on Noel potting that. Once again, showing that he has mercy. Maybe Brad gets in his head because Noel doesn't miss these against anyone else. And now this is a real chance. Can Brad make it 3 apiece? Just the 2 yellows remaining. He's down on the ball. He's queuing up. He's taking his time, but he blasts it with a bit less pace. That might have gone in, but he has got second prize, as that yellow has covered the 8 ball, and I'm pretty sure it won't go up to that top left. If it does, it will be very tight. He's given it a go. That must have rolled out. That bananaed. Forget the yellows on the table. There's your banana there. That was pathetic. That table was shocking right there. But Brad once again can't find the pocket, giving Noel an easy chance to make it 4-2. Surely that's curtains as we move on to the 7th frame. Now, as we rejoin the action, my blood is absolutely boiling. I have just spotted that Brad is now wearing a glove. What do you lot think of pool gloves? I'll tell you my stance on them. He's like the geezer who wears shin pads to a five-a-side kickabout with your mates. This is embarrassing, and I, for one, do not condone this on the channel. When have these crept into the game of pool? It's ridiculous. I am livid. What is he doing? He should not be allowed to feature on the channel wearing that. It's a disgrace. I can't tell you how angry I am. This is up there for me with people who eat loudly, people who breathe heavily when they're near you, people who play their videos out loud while you're on a train, people who eat sushi, although they don't even like it, just because it's, oh God, I'm eating sushi, man, I'm so hipster, I'm so cool. The guy's an idiot. I'm livid. I'm bloody livid. Edit it out. Chris, if you're listening as I'm making this commentary, you need to cover up that glove. That is offensive. That should not be shown on YouTube whatsoever. I'm struggling to commentate now. This is really, it's got to me. I won't lie, he's rattled me. He's got him a grill, but I need to refocus. I need to get back to the action of this game. Can Noel see this red to pot it and to end Brad's miserable little life? No, he can't. And Brad skips around to the table. He thinks a glove's giving him power. He's like, if Iron Man was a virgin, the only person who looks cool in gloves is David Seaman, but the only Seaman Brad's ever seen is that of the guys he's been jacking off while he's wearing that glove. This is pathetic. I hope he misses his ball. I want this game over with as quickly as possible. I am livid, and I can only apologise to any of the viewers who are offended by the glove that has appeared on the screen. Get it off the screen. As he looks up, oh man, I'm so angry. This should not be allowed. Come on, Noel, sink this 8-ball. Let's get this game over with. I do not want to see Brad in the top division. He shouldn't be allowed in there for wearing that glove. Thank you, Noel. It's all over. It's 5-2. That's 2 more frames than I thought Brad would get. Thanks for watching.